Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are jumping straight in. Excuse the hair, I just got off work. It needs to be washed desperately. It's greasy, and today was a day, so I threw my hair up at the end of the day and we look a little crazy, but we're gonna wash it here in a little bit anyway. I'm not too worried about it. Today's video is going to be my self-tan routine. Also, if you can hear the boys in the background, they're playing and Ace is being super loud, so don't mind the screaming or the banging. We're going to do my self-tan routine tonight. First, I'm going to start off with the products that I did not like after using them or what did not work for me. And then we're going to talk about the products that I do like, as well as the products that I use every single time I self-tan and how I use them whenever I self-tan. It is a whole process. I normally have been doing it on Wednesdays just because the self-tan that I was using took a full 24 hours to fully develop. But tonight is Thursday and I'm trying out a new tan with you guys. So this is also gonna be a review video, all things self-tan, as well as a review because I don't think I gave this self-tan a fair shot. So we're gonna try it again tonight and see how it works out. So I'm gonna jump right into the self-tanners that did not work for me. A lot of these I do not have, so I will just be putting up a picture of them. The first self-tan that I started off using was the St. Mori's. And I have used the 8-hour one as well as the express one. I really enjoyed both of these, and I look back at pictures and I remember being so dark, but whenever I have used it recently, it just does not give the color that I like. I like to be super dark. My skin, as y'all know, my skin is super sensitive and I'm very pale naturally. I do tan well in a tanning bed, but I don't want to damage my skin any more than I already did because I worked at a tanning salon for 5 years. And I was tanning constantly. Self-tanning was the way to go. So I used to use the St. Mori's one, but have found things that work better than that. It is a cheap option and it's at Ulta, it's easy access, but I have just found ones that I like better. It just didn't have a good color as I started discovering other self-tanners. The next self-tan that I actually absolutely hate, and I probably will never try this one again unless somebody can change my mind about it, but I don't think it was user error because I have other self-tans that I have used and this has not happened to, but it is the Loving Tan. I tried this during COVID and I have tried it recently again, but I didn't talk about it just because I should not have listened to people who influenced me to buy it again. The Loving Tan one is expensive for not a lot of products, but then also the color, I will give that. The color is great. It's a perfect color. It gets me super dark. But when it is coming off, it does not come off smoothly. No matter how much I moisturize, I do have very dry skin, but no matter how much I moisturize with that, every time I looked like I had something wrong with my skin. It looked like my skin was falling off, especially on my feet and like my thighs. It was cracking. It made my skin so dry and it did not wear well. It also only lasted like 3 days on me. So Loving Tan is a no-go for me. Do not care for that one unless y'all have found a different Loving Tan that works better. I tried the regular Loving Tan, the one that's 8 hours, and then I tried the express. Both of them, same thing happened. My skin did not come off well on my skin. We're going to talk about a couple self-tanners that I actually have, but I don't really use anymore. They're kind of hit or miss. So the first one I'm going to show you guys, I was obsessed with it for a long time, but then I realized that it was making my eczema flare up, and it is the Peta Jane self-tanner. Everybody loves this stuff. And I liked it too. The mousse was really good. It seemed like it was hydrating, but on my neck, it was making my eczema flare up so bad. It also didn't wear well. I noticed that I could only get probably 4 or 5 days out of this. And then this does not come off well either. And I am somebody who moisturizes constantly. You guys will see some of the products that I use. I moisturize every single day because I know that that's how you keep your tan up. And this just did not work for me. So I have a bottle. I may go back to it just to use it up. That way I'm not wasting it. But the color is okay, but from what I can remember, it wasn't anything too crazy compared to what some people put on TikTok. I'm also going to do a video on that too because I have been influenced so many times by TikTok and it fails me every time. Now this next self tanner I'm going to talk about, I used the heck out of this for a couple years and I always went back to this one, but recently I have not really went back to this because I found one that was better. It is the Tanologist 1 Hour Express Tan. I have used their 8-hour tans, but the 1 Hour Express, I would sleep in it. Don't know if that's the best thing that you're supposed to do, but that's how I got the darkest color. I really did like the color of this, and it didn't come off patchy on me at all. It came off really smoothly, but I do feel like this is one that it didn't get me as dark as I liked after trying other tanners. I just don't like stepping out of my comfort zone. I used this for a long time, but then I started using other ones and the color of this just didn't do it for me anymore. I also have product left in this, so when one of my other tanners go out, I will probably try this just to use it up. Now we're going to talk about the self tan that I keep going back to. I really enjoy this self tan and it has been doing me well, but this is the one that does take 24 hours to fully develop, and I think I just sprayed it everywhere because the lid was off. It is the Coco and Eve self tan. This says, this is in the ultra dark, and it says allow to develop for a minimum of 2 hours or overnight for the deepest tan. So what I like to do is I put it on at night and then just sleep in it, rinse it off first thing in the morning. But like I said, this one does take a full like 12-24 hours to be at its deepest, fullest tan. So that's why I have been using this on Wednesdays. That way for the weekend, Friday, I'm my tannest that I will be throughout the week. But Wednesdays is smack dab in the middle and it's really hard. And last year I was tanning on Thursdays because I don't have work on Fridays. So I'm going to go back to that. And Friday I will just look a little funny. But this tan is so good. It smells good. It's moisturizing on my skin. It makes me feel like my skin is a little bit glowy. It does not bother my eczema. I do feel like this last 7 days, if not a little over 7 days, I feel like I can get a little bit more out of this if I moisturize really good throughout the week. But a good 7 days of regular moisturizing, this tan is so good. And the longer I leave it on, the darker I will get. But this has been my ride or die. I'm almost out of this, so I will probably use another one. This is my favorite tan as of lately. It does have a little bit of a green undertone. So compared to like my face is very red. It pulls very red. But then the rest of my body with this on looks kind of green. But once I put foundation on, everything matches up. So y'all see in my videos, sometimes I will just have self tan on my neck. At first it looks a little crazy, but like I said, you got to give it a full 12 to 24 hours before it fully develops. It looks so pretty. That is the tan I've been using lately, but my cousin-in-law put me onto this Bondi Sands self tan, and I did put it on the other day because this is the 1 Hour Express. I put it on the other day and left it on for an hour, but it didn't give me the color that I wanted. But I did notice later on that night I was a little bit darker. So this does say that if you leave it on for 30 minutes, you're going to be light medium. If you leave it on for an hour, you're going to be dark. Or if you leave it on for 2 to 3 hours, you're going to be the darkest. So we're going to go all out tonight and we're going to leave it on all night. So it is 5:46 right now. It's almost 6 o'clock. By the time I'm done and showered and everything, it'll probably be 7 or 8. So we're going to leave this on overnight and see what happens. This video may be a flop with this, but y'all have seen, if you've been watching me before, you have seen my other videos where I'm tan and I look nice. But this is just going to be a review. But I also wanted to show you guys how I do my self tan while trying out something new. So we're going to try this out tonight and see what happens. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the process of how I do my self tan first. So what I like to do, like I said, on Wednesdays or Thursdays, preferably Thursdays. Now I used to self tan every Thursday and every Sunday to keep my tan looking super duper fresh. But what I would do is on Sundays, I wouldn't scrub my old tan off. I would put my new tan on top of my old. That's how I was staying fresh all the time. But that's just a lot of work doing self-tanning. So I'll show you guys what I use to extend my tan a little bit longer. What I like to do is I get home and I make sure all of my jewelry is off. So we're gonna go ahead and take it all off now. And then what I like to do is take a makeup wipe. Oh, I forgot a ring. Next thing that I do is make sure I take off all of my makeup. Now, sometimes I will have taken off my lashes too, but tonight my lashes are still semi-fresh. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take my makeup off. with just the Walmart brand makeup remover wipes. And I make sure I get all the makeup off my neck. Now, I'm taking it off my face. However, I don't tan my face. I have not found a self tanner that I can use on my face because, as y'all know, if you've been watching me for a little bit, everything makes my face break out. Now, after the makeup is off, I will go in sometimes, depending on how old my self tan is and how much is still left over, I will go in with some glycolic acid and a cotton round, and it's more so for like my elbows as well as in between my underarms. So I will just take that on a cotton round and go over the dry spots. That way I can get all of the self tan off. Then I will hop inside the shower, and once I am in the shower, I just do a quick body wash with my EOS body wash. And then I shave whatever parts of my body that I like to shave. And then once I am shaved, I will go back again with my EOS body wash, but this time I take a washcloth and I scrub my body. Now, I know other people say to use body scrubs. There is one body scrub that I use every now and then, but for the most part, I do not use a body scrub. I will just use my washcloth because body scrubs, my skin does not like it. My eczema will flare up. I have used the Tree Hut, but that seems to make my eczema worse, especially on my neck. So just a good old washcloth and some soap does the job. And then I will get out of the shower. Some nights my hair is wet, so if it is, I will try to blow dry it before I start any type of self-tanning routine. If not, I just toss it up in a bun. And then once I am out of the shower, I only put moisturizer on my face, and then I go ahead and go in with my Vaseline lotion and put some on my hands, elbows, knees, and feet, because those are the areas that self-tan loves to stick on me. Self-tan, spray tan, it all sticks to my hands and my feet, and they will be so dark compared to the rest of my body. So I just make sure I lather up on lotion. Then I let my skin cool down a little bit. I will go in my room and edit or watch a show real quick. Give it about 30 minutes just to let my pores close and calm down. Then whenever it is time to self-tan, I like to take latex gloves. Now, I know that they have self-tanning mitts, but I found that latex gloves are a lot better because they don't hold any product whenever you use them. It's literally just like putting lotion on. I use some latex gloves. I just get a big pack of them on Amazon, and I will link everything that I'm talking about below on my LTK. And then I take whatever self-tan I'm going to be using, and then I just go in. I do one full coat and then let that dry while I work on the other limb. So if I'm doing my left leg, I do one full coat, and then I go on to the next leg while I'm letting the first leg dry. And then once I'm done with my right leg, I'll go back and do a second coat. So I try to do 2 coats on all of my limbs. I don't do 2 coats on my feet though. I do pump a little bit on my hand and go in on my feet, but because I have my lotion on my feet, they don't get super dark. And then to buff my feet in, I will go in with just a little brush and brush them in. I will do that process. I always start from the bottom to the top. So I will do my feet and my legs first, and then I will work my way, starting on my back and then working on my chest, go to my arms. I will do my neck and my hands last, and then I will sleep in my tan, wake up the next morning and just rinse. I will get in the shower for a good 5-10 minutes on warm water and just let my tan rinse off. Water is clear. I hop out. I do put lotion on again, so I will go in with this lotion. Now, whenever I'm wanting to prolong my tan, if my skin is feeling a little bit dry, I will go in after I put lotion on sometimes, and I will go in with an oil. This is just an oil that a friend of mine makes, and so I put these together. That really helps moisturize my skin. If I want to extend my tan, but I don't want to self-tan, I will go in with this B-Tan Glow Your Own Way. Now, I have to be careful with this because it is clear, and so sometimes I can't see where I'm putting it. So when it develops, if it develops in a weird spot, it's there. I can't go back and fix it, but I like to use gloves with this as well and make sure I am going evenly on my skin because I have to be careful with this. And whenever it's time to self-tan again, I do this whole process over. So that is all for my self-tanning products, the self-tan products that I did not like, and the process. So I'm going to flip it over and we're going to self-tan together. You guys, I haven't done my hands just yet, but I wanted to stop and show you guys. This tan looks so dark right now. Look how glowy I'm looking. I'm kind of nervous to leave it on all night, but we're just gonna wing it and see what happens. Kind of sticky, so I'm gonna put some powder underneath my arms. We're gonna go in on, I put lotion on my hands earlier. And I feel like these nails are gonna look so good with this tan. I do have my hands, I feel like they're gonna be really dark, but it's fine. We're gonna see what happens. This is what the tan is looking like. Super glowy on my chest. I really like that. It does feel a little sticky. I'm a little nervous to like touch it. It does feel sticky. So let me show you guys what I sleep with. So I got this product sent to me I think last year. It has been so nice because before I was putting a towel down, or I would put a throw blanket down that I didn't care about, and I was also still ruining my sheets. I mean, now self-tan does come out, sometimes it does not though. So this company reached out to me last year and sent me, it's literally like a sleeping bag. Your body goes in here, your pillow you sleep with goes in here, and it's a pretty big size. So my king size pillow fits perfectly and there's still more room. And then it is super long. You slip yourself inside of it and then you can put your covers on top of you and you sleep in it, and it's supposed to protect your bedding, which it normally does really good. This is from the brand Tan Fan. You can get it on Amazon. I will link this down below as well, but I use this every single time I self-tan. So we're gonna put this on the bed and go to bed for the night, and I'm gonna wake up, rinse this tan off, and see what we are looking like. Good morning, guys. It is the next day. I'm actually pretty dark. I did get up at like 3 a.m. because I fell asleep on the couch. So I got up at like 3 a.m. and put a little bit more on my neck because the rest of my body is pretty tan. My legs are super dark. Same with my feet, but everything looks cohesive. Even my arms and my hands look like they are matching instead of my hands being super dark. So we are going to hop in the shower. This is a little bit later what the tan is looking like. I feel like it's lighter than I was expecting, so I'm gonna see how it looks later this afternoon, but this is what we are working with for the tan. So we're gonna see if it darkens up a little bit. I do feel like it's a lot lighter than I was expecting, but I don't know, maybe that's just, I feel like I have tan blindness. So we're gonna get ready and we're gonna go run some errands. I'm also vlogging this weekend, so you guys will see what I'm doing today in another video, but I will come back probably either later tonight, if not tomorrow, and do my last check-in tomorrow and show you guys what the tan ends up looking like. Guys, it is Saturday, and yesterday was whenever I first rinsed off the self-tan. So I have showered and everything since then, so I'm pretty sure the tan is fully developed at this point. Now, I like the color, especially like on my hands, it doesn't look terrible, but I'm having some issues with my neck. I have makeup on right now, but my neck looks a little crepey, and it's like accentuating my dry skin on my neck a little bit. I'm gonna try it out again this week and see how it wears, and I'm gonna also see how it wears like throughout the week. I'm gonna see how it looks on my neck next week whenever I scrub differently. I don't know, we're gonna try something else with my neck, but my neck is just looking a little like it's accentuating my lines on my neck. I'm having a little bit of an issue with it, like I don't know if it's irritating my legs or what, but my legs are a little bit irritated because they're itching a little bit more than normal. I don't know if I'm having a reaction on my legs from the tan, That has happened with other self tans before where it makes my legs itch really bad. But the color is, I have shorts on. The color is really pretty. It's pretty dark. I did think about going and getting the one that's like the 8-hour one to see if there's a difference between that and the 1-hour express. But so far it looks pretty good. So far it's okay. I just think that it's accentuating my eczema. I think it's making it flare up a little bit on my legs and on my neck. So I will keep y'all up to date, but that is my self-tan routine. But I can update you guys in another vlog or another video. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. But that is all for this self-tan, like favorites and fails video and how I self-tan and trying out this new Bondi Sands. So far, I mean, the color is really pretty, but I think I just gotta keep using it a little bit more to see what's going on with my skin. That is all for this video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.